Hello and welcome to the latest episode of MMOFTW here on MMORPG.com. I'm your host Bill Murphy, and this is the week that was in MMO news. There's a whole slew of stuff to go over this week, so let's get right into it all. First up is some grand news for fans of the original Darkfall. The alpha period has begun for one of the two versions of Darkfall, the OG, making it back into existence. Darkfall Rise of Agon's alpha began this week with 500 invites being sent at random times with an NDA to sign and instructions on how to begin playing. The official site and online store for the game was also activated, and we hope to see some previews and the like of all the upcoming changes as time goes on. And in news for fans of Star Wars The Old Republic, Episode 12 of Knights of the Fallen Empire has just launched, called Visions in the Dark. There's a new Alliance mission, new PvP challenges, and of course a new Cartel pack as well. Be sure to log in today and get playing one of the best stories in MMOs. That's my opinion, of course. Speaking of stories, one of the biggest and most depressing or divisive stories this week's was the announcement that Blizzard is filing legal action against the Nostalrius private vanilla server, effectively shutting it down permanently. In the news' wake, a massive petition with now over 55,000 signatures has begun to gain traction in order to demand that Blizzard establish its own vanilla WoW server community. Whether or not the server gets any sort of official response from Mike Morhaime or Blizzard itself remains to be seen. But there's definitely a community for Nostalrius, and there's hoping that Blizzard takes heed and listens to the people. I mean, they could make money, no doubt, with a vanilla server and a sort of progression server the way EverQuest and EverQuest 2 have done. That's not a bad thing, right? And in Crowfall news, the newest archetype, the Druid, has been teased on the official site. In the words of Artcraft, the Druid is a lot more versatile than your traditional PvE firehose healer. When we were designing her power kit and thinking about her thematically, having two trays made the most sense. Todd will go into the lore at a later point, but it is all tied up with the Gaia, the Earth Mother, being dead, and as a result, the Druids have a much more difficult time harnessing the power of Earth magic. The new class is expected to hit the test servers as soon as Artcraft is anxious to see it perform in the combat testing and siege perilous testing. And finally, for fans of Black Desert, you'll be happy to know that the EU and NA versions of Pearl Abyss's sandbox MMORPG has added the much-wanted auto-path looping feature. Now, as silly as that sounds, this is the ability to have your character walk a path back and forth while you go AFK, and is used to train up stats on your character or level up your horses. As fans of the game will know, there's hardly ever any reason to log out of BDO, and this auto-path looping gives you one more thing you can do to progress your character when you can't actively play the game at your desk or at your laptop. That's it for this week's top stories in MMOs. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Tumblr, and more at MMORPG.com without the dot. If you're into that sort of thing, you can find me on Twitter at @TheBillMurphy. And as always, don't let a bad pug get you down.
Make sure to level up your MMO knowledge by visiting MMORPG.com, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and by following us on social media. To catch up on the week's biggest MMO news, watch our latest MMOFTW. And to see if there's a better MMO out there for you, watch one of our latest First Impressions videos. Thanks for watching.